So there I am at 10,000 feet, cruising along in my Midget Mustang aircraft that I built. It's a quarter scale of a P-51 Mustang from World War II. There's two of us, me and my buddy. He's also on a Mustang. We're jaw-jacking back and forth on the radio and not paying much attention to where our destination was. I just happened to look down and saw the airport we were going to directly underneath us, 10,000 feet straight down. So we both roll over and start a rapid descent. Oh hell, it's a full-on dive and a race. Airspeed indicator passes 300 miles per hour and the Mustang's rock steady, ears popping like popcorn. That's when the nose cone spinner decided it had enough and departed the airplane. Now the prop and spinner are a finely tuned tandem that keeps the engine from also departing the plane. Change that and it's adios muchachos. So there I am, 6,000 feet by now. Airframe thinks it's a bucking bronco at the county fair rodeo, trying in 8 seconds to get that cowboy, me, off its back. I had 8 seconds to live. So there I am, I'm in an intense situation, just seconds to live or die. Make the wrong decision, and it's, ma'am, what color flowers would you like delivered? Luckily, I'd been trained by a bomber pilot from World War II. The story he told me about the time a Messerschmitt's Bf-109 had shot off one blade of his 4-blade prop on the inside engine on the right wing. The vibration nearly killed the whole crew. It immediately clicked in my mind and saved my life. I immediately pulled the power, feathered the prop, and slowly pulled back out of that dive. 250 mile an hour, 200, 175, still vibrating, but less. 150, and at 125, I was back in control. I could re-engage the prop a little to about 1,500 RPM and still have a handle on that vibration. Now I was at 3,500 feet and about 2 miles from the airport, still dropping at about 200 feet per minute. At this rate I wouldn't make the airport. What I needed was more lift, but with no additional RPMs available, I reached down and pulled the flap lever to 10 degrees. My descent lowered to 150 feet a minute. Still not going to make it. So I put in 20 degrees of flaps. Now this also has the side effect of reducing speed, but didn't increase lift, and the descent dropped to 75 feet per minute. Now it's going to make it. Phew! So after declaring an emergency and coming straight in downwind, a no-no in an airplane, but it was a long runway and it was no problem. After taxiing to a stop and getting out, I assessed the damage. Spinner hadn't departed free and clear. It had cut off 6-inch piece of my left wing tip tank before it said adios. Other than that, the plane was fine. So here's the part where everybody flips out. I flew it back home. How, you ask, when it couldn't keep itself in the air? Well, part of that spinner was still attached, which was what was causing the imbalance. I borrowed some tools from a local mechanic, removed the spinner section, did a full throttle run up, no vibration. So I filled up the gas tank, took off for home. It was uneventful. And now I'm telling you the story. So you're probably asking, what brain-dead person has a near-fatal encounter and then flies the same airplane home? So here's what my old flight instructors told me about flying. If you find yourself flying at night and the engine goes out, descend to 200 feet. Turn on the landing lights. If you don't like what you see, turn them off. That's flying. 99.9% bored out of your mind and 1% stark raving terror and hoping there's a way out of this mess. This is Dusty. I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you on the next one. Dusty out.